everyone, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to have my 2024 Instagram feed pick my makeup. So I have done this 1 or 2 times before, more like 3-4 times before, but I take an extended screenshot of my whole Instagram feed for the year of 2024. So I start at the top and I hit the extend button while taking a screenshot until I see the first post of the year. I then upload that picture to a website called Coolers, and then it gives me a color palette. And it's really cool because not only does it give you a color palette, but it also shows you where it picked up all the different colors, and you can customize it for as many colors as you want. But I go with 9 colors and I go with the first color palette it gives. I don't scroll through looking for options. Now through the years I've gotten a few neutral palettes, but this time I got a more blue heavy palette, which is interesting because I don't specifically remember posting a lot of blue, but we can work with this. So let's get started with the first post of the year while I get started on my foundation. For those of you who don't know, I got engaged last year, August, and we took engagement pictures in November. So my first post of the year was a beautiful little champagne picture that we took at our engagement photo shoot. It was in a series of 3 different pictures. I ended off the year with these pictures and then started it with one of them. And I felt like it was very New Year's appropriate. So that was the first post. Then I posted a video I am very excited to do again this year. I did a cute little recap video of everything that happened in the year 2023. The idea did come from a TikTok trend, but I just thought it was so cute. I really wanted to do it, and it was a good use of all the vlog footage I have. And I was obsessed with how it turned out. Like, I've watched this video myself so many times. I'm really proud of it, which is why I'm so excited to do it again for 2024. I really want to get started on it, but I want to finish gathering all the clips for the year. Otherwise, it's kind of like mess with the planning system I have. So I can't get started on it yet. But it's definitely something I recommend. It's a lot of fun to have. And I'm probably not going to show it with audio because of copyright and all that. But the song that's playing over it is Stupid Cupid, but sped up. And I'm trying to find a nice song for this year. I'm not the biggest fan of the options that are available so far. So hopefully something nice will still pop up. Then I posted a few mirror selfies I took in the mall. If I recall correctly, I felt like I hadn't posted in a while, so I was like, oh well, I'm out today, let me try and take a few pictures, and these are the ones I like the most, so I ended up posting them. But I was vague posting in my caption saying that every day the plot keeps thickening, and I'm trying to think. I posted this the 22nd of January. I cannot think of anything specific that was happening then, so I think it's kind of funny that I was throwing shade and I don't even remember who it was at. Which just goes to show that the problem was not nearly as serious as I thought it was at the time. But I must admit, having like double entendre captions is definitely something I've been enjoying a bit more this year. Because it's not like there's enough eyes on my content in real time for anyone to really pick up what it's about, but I enjoy it in the moment, and that's kind of what it's all about. Next up is my New Year's Eve makeup look, which I remember was a pain of a video to edit at the time, so it ended up coming out late, which is why I'm filming December content ahead of time this time around. I don't want to be posting New Year's Eve stuff in February again, even though my vlogs are behind, but we don't have to talk about that. I was just so glad I could finally post those pictures. And it also showed just how quick the year was going by because, like I mentioned in my caption, a lot of stuff happened so fast. And New Year's Eve felt so long ago, even though it was only the 3rd of February. And I should have taken this as a hint that this year would just fly by. Now you get to see how Instagram Pick My Makeup turned out for last year. I had a little hint of green and I really liked the way it looked. And I captioned these pictures thumbnail faces because that's exactly what they are. If I like smile for a picture, I smile in one way. But if I'm smiling for a thumbnail, you're a little theatric. That's kind of what you do. And I sometimes end up with a handful of good thumbnail pictures for a look, but I don't end up with nice, regular, can use it as a profile picture posted on Instagram pictures, which was the case here. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna post it in anyways. They're thumbnail faces, it's fine, the makeup looks cute. Now, while a lot was happening in my life at the beginning of the year, it wasn't really a picture opportunity, so I only had my filming stuff to post. So here I was posting about when I did my annual interview, which I still need to film for this year. And that's a video where I reflect on the last year, answer a bunch of questions, see how things have changed. And I was still in that mindset when I posted this. So in my caption, I wrote about how I really enjoy content creation, even though I'm not the most popular person, I'm not getting millions of views. This is truly a labor of love. And even though some people might think it's embarrassing that I keep posting and screaming to the void, even though I haven't made it big in the number of years I've been on YouTube. That was never really the point, and I'm just happy doing what I'm doing. Another way that I reflect on the year that's passed is by doing a video that looks at all the TikTok trends of the year. Depending on what happens with TikTok and with makeup as a whole, this might be the last year that I'm going to do that video, because while in 2021 there were these distinct fun experimental trends to try, and it was a really interesting experience to do. TikTok makeup has been leaning more towards clean girl, no makeup, and I don't want to do 2-3 years in a row where it just looks like normal makeup or no makeup at all. But these pictures highlight exactly why I do these videos, because look at how different good makeup looks according to TikTok as the years go by. Then I have a handful of pictures I took before picking my husband up from work. He comes back with a train and I pick him up at the train station, and I had time and I thought, why not be cute when he gets home? So I did some cute makeup, I took some cute pictures and I posted them, and I ended up liking these pictures so much that I actually used them to make my new YouTube thumbnail when I updated like my channel banner and all of that. I also filmed myself while doing this makeup look to post a cute little reel of me doing my makeup, and what I learned from that is it is way too much effort to do a full face of makeup to just get a 10-second reel out of it. I do not know how TikTokers do it. I guess I am just a long form content person, but while looking at the picture and trying to think about what to say, I realized that my braids are super long and my hair has gotten really long. And I realized this is what I was dreaming of having at some point, so that's what I mentioned in my caption there. Then by the 5th of March, I figured it was about time. We officially announced that we got a new little baby kitten and we introduced her as Spinach. I asked on my stories, where I've also been posting a lot this year, if anyone has any name suggestions, because we wanted to stick with a vegetable theme to go with Cabbage, our first cat. And we also wanted it to be a name that lends itself towards nicknames. So we ended up going with Spinach, which I think suits her perfectly. But I took a picture of her after filming a video where she's all cute and adorable and small. She grew up so fast, but usually I explain in the caption what all the pictures in the carousel are. I didn't do it this time, so I'm gonna do it for you now. The first one, I was just filming with her. The second one is when we were setting up our apartment to make sure the cats stay inside. So we were setting up these metal mesh over the windows so that we can have the windows open and actually have some airflow. But also rest assured that our indoor cats will stay indoors. Then I have a picture of her that I took on one of the first days we had her, again while she was still small. A picture showing just how scrunchy and ridiculous she was. A picture of her sitting on my husband's lap while he's driving. A cute shot of her hiding under my laptop while I was editing. She was being quite the menace here because I was trying to click on things and she was trying to catch my hands because they were moving. And this was like just before her claws started getting sharp, so you can like start feeling it. And I was like, no, you can't be doing that, but you're being very cute right now, which she tends to be, typically when she's inquisitive, but especially when she's sleeping. And then filmed a dinner get ready with me video, and I took a few cute pictures of myself before heading out the door. And of course I had to pull Spinach in, so as you can see she's growing up and doing quite fine. And I gave you a rundown of her current nicknames, which at that point were Spinny, Spin, Spin Spin, Spinch, Spinchy, Spinini, Floof, Child, Menace, Peepaws, and Stinkbug. And I think the only prominent one she has gotten since then is Spininky, which I don't know where that comes from, but I love giving nicknames to pets. Then mid-March, I finally posted some pictures that we took in December. We went to the beach in December of 2023, and I just never got around to posting the pictures. So when I rediscovered them, I decided now was the time. So I posted pictures of us going to a crocodile farm and also us just chilling at the beach on like a more cloudy day. I took quite a few pictures while we were at the beach. This was after I filmed a video on the beach for my random places tutorial series. I was really excited to actually get to film on the beach. That was like one of the first ideas I had when I came up with the random places series, so I was glad we finally got to do that. But we came back after doing that to just drop all our stuff off where we were staying so we can then actually chill on the beach and not have to worry about my phone and makeup and everything. Of course, I only realized I had lipstick on my teeth after posting the pictures and not before, but it's fine. It happens. Of course, I did have to prove that this actually happened at the beach. So I posted a handful of pictures we took where we were filming. We did it on an overcast day, which was great because it didn't have to deal with like harsh lighting or anything, and it wasn't too hot. And I had a lot of fun filming the video and then just frolicking around taking pictures afterwards. So I was glad I got to share those. I'm especially glad we got one or two couple pictures there too. Our last day at the coast, we finally had a sunny day. So we took some more traditional beach pictures. Of course, I had to drag my husband, then fiance, in in to have a few pictures together. And then he helped me take a few more that he thought looked good. Almost a full 6 months after our engagement party that happened on the 25th of November, I posted pictures of the day on the 7th of May. I don't mind dumping like 20 pictures in one carousel post, but if possible, I like separating the pictures of the day into categories. And that's what I did here. So first I posted pictures with the friends we had at the event. And looking back at it now, it is crazy how the dynamics within this group has changed since then. But we had a fun day. We took our fancy pictures at the restaurant we were at, and then we went out afterwards for some drinks and took some more fun like mirror pictures together. I really enjoyed that at the time. I then posted all the family pictures. First it's me with my mom and my 2 siblings. Then I had a picture of us with the parents. Then a bigger shot of the parents with the siblings and a couple of pictures of the table so that you could see the vibe of the engagement party. And if you don't know, the dress I was wearing here, made it myself. Incredibly proud. And all in all, I would recommend an engagement party. I enjoyed it. If I do split up pictures of a day, I like doing 3 categories. So the third category is of my then fiance and myself. And I decided to post the pictures of us together 100 days before we were gonna get married. And no one knew at the time what we were gonna do with our name. So in my caption, I said that it's 100 days until the name change is official, but not what name change, not who's changing the name, not who's changing it to what. So that was intentionally ambiguous. For my highlighter, I quickly want to see the color palette that I have. I was going to use this pink, but I actually think I'm going to use the lighter pink like on my face, and then I'm going to use the white for my inner corners when I get to the eyeshadow. I think that's the plan. So we can get 2 of the colors done and dusted already. Next, I posted another coupley picture. I thought this was super cute. We went out for dinner for my now sister-in-law's 21st birthday party with our parents and her boyfriend's parents. She offered to take a picture of us while we were sitting at the dinner table. It was super cute. And I posted this 3 months out from the wedding. Then I was doing a bit of a countdown to the wedding unintentionally, but because I had mentioned 100 days to the wedding, I felt like I had to mention 50 days. And I had a few pictures of the engagement photo shoot we did that I hadn't posted yet. We then went to an air show in May and I posted about it in July with a cute caption about how much my then fiance likes going to air shows. We were really on the fence about if we should go or shouldn't go, and it ended up being a lot of fun. And I'm really glad we went. And I think these pictures of him smiling ear to ear are very, very cute. Then in July, I turned 25 and I did a little photo dump for it. Very proud of my caption saying I'm off the clock because military time goes to 24 hours and I was turning 25. So my age is no longer on the clock, but also off the clock, off duty. It's a pun, you get it. I posted this 2 days after my birthday while sitting in Norway, but the first picture, it's a selfie of me in an outfit that I entirely made the day that I dyed my hair back, which I hadn't announced yet, so no one really noticed that. But I really like that picture of myself. Then it's a picture of the jumpsuit that I made that tore open at the back the first time I wore it into public. A picture of me in workout gear. A picture of my visa because, like I mentioned, I was in Norway at the time of posting this and it was a really big deal that I got my visa. A picture of our cats and just what home life looks like. A picture of me editing, which is a big part of my life. Me being in the lab, which is also a big part of my life. Our apartment just before we moved in January. Us getting engaged, and then a throwback picture of myself with my family when I was like 5 years old. I felt like it was a good collection for turning 25. Then for a picture, I was wearing the same shirt I'm wearing right now. We took some pictures together when I was making a video about how we made our wedding invites. It was a fun day and it was a project I was really proud of, so I was very happy to post about it. Now we're towards the end of July, so we're definitely past halfway and I need to get started with my eyeshadow. I think I'm going to do blue on the upper lid and brown on the lower lash line. So I'm going to start with the lower lash line just because I feel like that's safer. I'm going to take the 2 brown colors and the more like ashy beige color, and I'm going to use that under my lash line to kind of smoke it out. And I'm going to put a bit of that ashy beige in my upper crease as well, so that you know what's going on if you were following along. Next is a post that I was looking at this morning because I was editing the vlog of this day where we went to the Mzansi Food and Wine Show, not the Mansion Food and Wine Show. I posted this the end of July, which is 5 months ago, okay? And when I typed in Zanzi in the caption, it autocorrected to mansion, and I didn't notice, and no one said anything. And I only realized this morning when I was looking back at this post because I was editing the vlog about it. And I was like, how many people noticed and didn't say anything. But Aiden and I went to the Good Food and Wine show with the university. They wanted someone to man this little booth they were having to share information about food and say food habits and all that, which I was happy to do in exchange for a free ticket because now I know I wouldn't pay for it myself. These type of shows might have been worth it back in the day, but I feel like after COVID, everything's expensive and these shows just aren't the bargain they used to be. And a lot of the stuff was just straight up bad. They didn't call it the Good Food and Wine show with reason. But I posted a little highlight reel of the good things and then the people I was there with for the day. And then we were in August and fast approaching the wedding, and I was like, there's so much stuff that happened before the wedding that I haven't posted about yet. Am I just not gonna, or am I gonna post about the wedding and then go back? Like, what am I gonna do? And I decided the best thing to do was to just start posting something. And the next thing that happened chronologically, because I like keeping my post chronological, is we voted in the national election. It really was a year for elections. I had a lot of fun watching ours go down. It was very interesting watching the American one go down as well, which I was looking forward to at the time of posting this. But it was a fun day because Aiden got off from work. We didn't end up queuing too long, so we got to go to the shops and there was like a bit of a buzz in the air. It wasn't really a tense day or anything, even though it felt like it was gonna be tense leading up because people were protesting around campus. But I feel like campuses are politically charged, so it felt really intense there, but everywhere else it was kind of okay. And because the dot on the thumb is so iconic, I took a few pictures of it and made a joke about how it's an excuse to show the ring as well, because you totally can't show the thumb without showing the ring. Now that I've got the browns and the nude colors out of the way, I'm going to do blue. And I'm going to do white shimmer in the inner corner. And I'm going to do a bit of the lighter blue here. And then I got 2 blue shades and 1 more green shade that I will find a way to incorporate. But because I know what to do in the inner corner, let's just start there. The next post is a post I was sitting on for a while because I filmed it as well. And I wanted to edit that video and get that video up and then post the post. But it was taking forever to get that video out for a variety of reasons. It is actually out now. And it happened to come out at a good time because the video performed really well. So all in all, I'm glad it went down the way it went down, but I gave up waiting on these pictures because I really preferred if my feed is chronological and I don't want to post this out of order and then it looks like it happened when it didn't happen. So I kind of just got over myself and finally posted it. And I kind of like this documenting lifestyle of posting more than I like the standard I'm just sitting here, as I'm always sitting, taking a picture with the same background. I always do. Like, it's great to showcase the makeup, but it's also nice to show that I actually do stuff out in the real world so we can look back and see how things have changed. This white feels very 2007, but there's a plan. I had this cute idea for what I want my caption to be for wedding pictures, but I didn't end up getting to post the pictures how I wanted them. Plus, we waited a really long time to get our wedding pictures, so I couldn't set it up the way I wanted to set it up when we got married on the 20th of August, but I still wanted to post something, especially since we got married on the day of our 5-year anniversary. The wedding kind of took all the attention, as you can imagine. Everyone was focused on the fact that we got married, but it was also our 5-year anniversary, and I do want to acknowledge that like a little bit. So I posted a picture again from the engagement photo shoot. I still have a few I haven't shared yet, but this is the last one for now. I thought it was cute. It really captured the vibe. Followed by a picture of every year we've been together, kind of show how far we've come. I was really happy to be able to make this post. I thought it was really cute. It is a little bit funny because we told everyone to not talk to us after the wedding. We are going to go entirely off of our phones, leave us alone for a while. We'll let you know when we're back. I'm gonna post on Instagram. Then it is our cute little wedding video. I am obsessed with this little video. I think it's so cute. It's so sentimental. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this video is gonna look like, looking back at it 20 years from now, because right now I'm just obsessed. I enjoyed our wedding. There's a lot that went wrong, but when I put this all together and I was looking at everything from the wedding, I was like, it worked out. We had a wedding. It felt like a lot. It felt chaotic, but we did it. This is also where we officially announced the name change. If you didn't catch that, we both changed our name to Valkser. I used to be Visser. He used to be Walker. And those two are very similar in spelling. So like 1 or 2 people were like, is that a typo in your a wedding post? No, it's not. That is in fact what it is. And it's pronounced Visser. And I'm interested to see how other people pronounce it if they hadn't heard it first. I'm gonna take a bit of this color on the lower lash line because they do need to look like they match. I also think I'm gonna bring a bit of the brown up on a smaller brush. Then we hit Halloween. I did not know if I was gonna do Halloween this year. I really love doing Halloween. I really wanted to do Halloween, but I wasn't prepared in advance and I was worried that if I rush it, it's not gonna work. So I tried making peace with the fact that I wouldn't be doing Halloween. It's fine. I'm behind on everything. If that means I don't do Halloween, that just is what it is. And then like the second day of October, I was like, I think I'm gonna do Halloween in anyways. This is fine. So I spent that first week of October literally just filming and editing to get the 3 Halloween looks out. If you're new here, I usually do 3 different looks, easy, medium, and hard, and I then post them on Instagram along with a tutorial on YouTube. And this is the first one I did, something a little bit more low-key. And I mentioned in the caption, I was like, I'm actually excited to do this. Like a lot of work went into this suddenly. And you know what? I'm glad I pulled it off and I'm excited for Halloween. But this marks the point in the year where I actually started taking posting and editing more seriously again, which is kind of funny because it's also when my studies got the busiest. So I guess I was kind of like escaping into editing. But I got to do a really cool drowned makeup look that I was excited to do. And as if I didn't have enough to do at this point, I decided to pick up photo editing. I started using a new app beyond just like Instagram filters or an app on my phone. I decided to get something akin to Photoshop on my laptop to actually start learning it. And I'm not photoshopping my pictures. Trust, I'm just doing a little bit of color balance, or at least trying. And I really hope it doesn't look wild because I stare at it and I don't know if it's working or not. It looks different on my computer than it does on my phone. And I just don't know if the photo editing is working or looking really, really bad. I'll probably look back in a few years and cringe at these pictures and be like, oh, you thought you edited those, girl. But I'm learning. It's fun. The third Halloween look I did was actually inspired by someone. It was a cool TikTok I saw and I was like, I'm gonna try this. This is what I'm gonna do for Halloween. And I was really proud of myself until I saw someone else do it and they recreated it a lot better than me. And I was like, why did I even try? But it was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I got to post it. Now, if I do get the chance, I like doing a 4th look for Halloween that's really just a photo shoot, not actually a practical Halloween look or tutorial. Because if I'm filming a tutorial of a look, it needs to be interesting to watch the tutorial. But there are some Halloween looks that have pretty basic tutorials, but the results look really cool. So that's kind of what this 4th spot is reserved for if I get around to doing it. And this one is actually a bit out of order. This actually happened back in August, right after I came back from abroad, which that happened too. Those pictures are coming. There was a dress up event that we went to with some friends and I saved those pictures specifically to post for Halloween. What you're looking at now while I try and deal with all the fallout is the first picture I queued after I figured out how to properly queue pictures for Instagram. I sat down one day, edited all the pictures I want to post, and I queued all of them so they go up every 4th day so that my Instagram posts will happen regardless of if I actually remember that morning to go on Instagram and post the picture. And this is actually a bit of a throwback caption because way back when, and I was like just dating, a guy took a picture of me on a lunch date and the caption was kind of something cheesy that like flirting for the food, where this was a very similar picture of me sitting in a restaurant. And I was like, well, I am still flirting, but I don't have to flirt for the food or hope too much anymore because we're married now. I got everything I could have wanted. When I was planning which pictures to post, I saw there are a few, makeup pictures of me kind of just sitting here that I never posted, and I didn't want them to be individual posts. They weren't like special enough for that, so I decided to just do one big post with them, kind of just to get them out of the way, because the next post was about me messing up my hair. If you followed me on my stories, you would have known that I had a little bit of a purple hair era that I did not enjoy, but rather I tried to make the best out of it. There was no hiding it, so I might just as well own it. But if you know me, you know I really don't like purple, so the purple phase really chose me, not the other way around. And then because I decided to dye my hair back, and I had announced when I dyed it in the first place, it's only appropriate to post about leaving the blonde behind. The next post is from when my husband's family from abroad came to visit. They took pictures the day and sent them to us, and I waited way too long to post them. But when I did, I tagged everyone in them, including like all the aunts and uncles, and I entirely forgot that nowadays when you tag someone, it sends the post to them as a DM. So a couple of Aiden's like older fan members got a DM from me being like, hey, I tagged you, and I was like, oh no, not a fan of that. I also inadvertently posted this right around Thanksgiving. I guess it looks like we spent Thanksgiving together, but I'm okay with that. There were a bunch of great people to meet. I had a lot of fun that day. Then, even though I know, it is 4 months after we got married. I finally posted the pictures of my bachelorette, and these pictures were really fun to edit. They were a fun excuse to like practice some creative editing. I really like it when I get to do something where you can tell I edited it. Like obviously it's not a group of 5 versions of me standing together. I had to put that together, and I like the freedom that comes with that because obviously that's an edited picture, so I get away with a little bit more obvious editing because I'm not trying to hide it. And I had a lot of fun putting together all these pictures and posting it. It's unfortunate that not all the people I wanted to have there got to be there, but we got enough pictures as is, so maybe that was a blessing in disguise. But it was quite the evening. Shout out to my friend Alex. She did the balloon arch and it was the coolest part of the night. Then a post that went up this morning for me is a handful of pictures from a presentation I did earlier this year. It was a little bit sentimental because I knew at the time this would be the last presentation I was going to do under my maiden name, but I presented at the same function the year before, and that's the last thing I did before leaving town and getting engaged. So it felt right that this is one of the last things I did before we went to get married. The most recent thing that's going to be on my Instagram page now is a collection of pictures from when my husband and I were in Sun City and the Valley of the Waves. It was a little cold when we went, or rather the water was still cold, so we ended up just lounging next to the pool in a private gazebo, having cocktails. It was a great time. Kind of wish I could be doing that right now because it's hot these days. And then this is the final result for Instagram Picks My Makeup 2024. I had a lot of fun doing this and just going through all my posts again. It's a lot of fun opening Instagram and being like, oh, I posted and people are liking things. I don't know this was gonna happen today. And I've also been enjoying just being active on my stories. It's a form of expression, you could say. So again, I've been having a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoyed this video and this year's worth of Instagram content as much as I enjoyed the process of making it for you. Tell me down below what your approach is to Instagram, because mine is documenting it there. I want to put all my pictures things on Instagram so I can look back on it and see what I did when, which is why I want it to be chronological and why I'm considering including dates more in my captions. But that's my approach. That's why I have hundreds of posts and why I turn off the like count, because that's not what it's about. But tell me how you use Instagram, what your approach is, if you have an aesthetic or something specific you do. It'll be fun to hear how our approaches differ. But then that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye bye.